Welcome, I'm from the Realme 8 Pro, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So we're going to begin with the screen color mode, which can be found in the display. This will allow you to change the temperature of colors, saturation. So let's get straight to it, to display, and then let's go down to more and screen color mode. Now by default, as you can see, it will be set to vivid, which for some people might be just a little bit overdone, because vivid is a little bit saturated. We also have brilliant, although that seems to be even more saturated for some reason. Usually the vivid was the peak of saturation, but apparently here they decided to even push it further. But anyway, we also have the gentle, which gentle, as you can see, does provide a significant difference between those two. You can see it on the camera, and you can see it like the changes in color specifically on this image. Now we can also switch the images and kind of cycle through them. As you can see here, there's not much of a difference, or well, still there is a difference, but not as significant. And in here as well, a fairly subtle difference comparing to the first image, which you can just see like there's brightness dropping off basically. But anyway, so we can check whichever one you like more, which color just suits you more, saturation of it, and stick with it. Now moving on to the next option, which again it's going to be under the display, so all you need to do is just back out of here. It's going to be the dark mode. Now by default you've probably already seen dark mode before, so all you do is just bam, slap the dark mode and there it is. But there is a nice function right here, which is the auto switch option, which not every device has, and by switching this on, it will determine if the device should be in dark mode or light mode depending on the time that is right now. So if it's, I don't know, middle of a day, it will stick with the light mode, because during sunlight, direct sunlight, dark mode isn't necessarily the most pleasant thing to use, but light mode is most certainly better suited for that. Well, at night you might not want to be blasting yourself with just white light, so dark mode will be a little bit better for that. And this will allow it to automatically switch between those modes seamlessly. So highly recommend this one. Now moving on to the next one, it's going to be the entire personalization section in the device. So you can find it in the settings, personalization, and in here we have a couple things like wallpapers, which we're probably used to, fonts again, and stuff like that. But there's also a bunch of different options, and they are all neatly organized in here. Basically everything that will customize your device, icons and stuff like that, is in here, which is a real nice thing. So as you can see, we have the icon styles, which will include basically every installed icon pack that you have on your device, so you can choose from there. You can also choose the shaping of the icons, and a bunch of different options. So you can change the text, let's see, size. Let's also make it something like this. There we go. Okay, let's go back. We have app layout. This is apparently maxed out, but you can shrink it if you want to. There we go, I'm gonna keep it like this. We have also fingerprint style. This is just the animation when you have the fingerprint on the display. You can choose whichever one you think looks cool, whichever one you like. We also have colors, so this will, you can see, give you a couple different options where the colors will be affected. So as an example, the first image relates to these colors right here, so you can choose which one you want. I'm not going to bother with this one. We have also fonts and then notification drawer. So here we can also change how the apps look like. So as you can see, another square, rounded square, this weird one. So as you can see, you can change it around, pick whatever you want. Cool. So nice section to customize your device. to basically suit your whatever you want to achieve here. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the smart sidebar, which you can toggle off if you don't like it. By default it's going to be enabled, and you can see it right here. I also at the beginning of the video did pull it out by mistake. That sounded wrong. So as you can see, when you just kind of quickly pull it out like that, it will show you the panel. If you hold it like this, it will allow you to move the panel, for instance, the other side if you want to, because it might be getting in the way for you right here. So you can move it around. Now also, apart from that, in the panel we have a couple different shortcuts. We have things like screenshots, recording, a couple of apps, but we can also tap on the plus sign, add additional shortcuts here. We can also go to apps and add specific apps that we want in here. So as you can see, it's gonna grab several of them, and now we have more apps in here. So nice way for you to have quick access to specific apps that you want. And additionally, if you just don't want it, you want to disable it, I don't know, maybe you have no use for it and you just don't like it, all you need to do is go into the settings and convenience tools. So let me just quickly find that one. Convenience tools and smart sidebar, toggle it off and it disappears, and now you're free of it. And moving on to the last option, it's going to be the gesture navigation, something that I personally really like. And to get it enabled, we're just going to stay in convenience tools, as you can see. So from here, you want to go into navigation and swipe gestures from both sides, and voila, it's enabled. Now it does give us a animation of how to use it. There is no guide for it, so I'm just going to quickly tell you how to use it if you never used it before for some reason. So to go back as a single page backwards, you can swipe from either side. As you can see, this will bring up the arrow to signify that this will work as, well, back gesture, and works really really reliably, I would say. Now, thing that people, from what I've seen, struggle with is the home/recent gesture, which is swipe up from the bottom of the screen. Now, people usually try to grab this bar and swipe it up. Sometimes what happens is the device thinks that you're just simply trying to scroll up like this instead of getting the gesture. And if you are a person that has problems with this, an easy way to basically get this correctly, the gesture, is put your finger below the actual screen and start from above the screen, which for some reason I started and it didn't work. But yeah, so you want to start off of the screen, and this will always work. So you can see that it works fantastically like that. And apart from, well, you're accessing the recent by just simply holding it like that, you can just swipe up quickly, flick up to go home from wherever you are, like you can see. So that would conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to share. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.